Once he gets squared away, we dive right in with questions. No opening statement.
How we doing, guys?
Just made a quick from Al Golden, no opening statement.
How you doing, man? Hey, let's go. Hey, Joe.
Who's first?
How much more of a feel do you have now that you're through signing day, now that you've had 3 weeks to put together a plan and organize with staff? Above that, how much more of a feel do you have for these kids and what you really need to address in these 15 practices?
Light years from 3 weeks ago, I would say. I've had a chance to get out in the off-season program and go outside with them and take them through drills and conditioning and really see the team grow and develop. So we're light years ahead of where we were three weeks ago in terms of knowing the personnel.
You've been out on the field a number of times with them, obviously. You have been around this team coaching in some capacity, but what kind of a deal will Saturday morning be for you? Is it going to be, Christmas morning?
I'm smiling because it's been fun. And again, I'm very grateful to the seniors because generally when there's a transition, and I've been a part of 4 of them, meaning that I was on the ground floor in 4 of these, and this is the 4th. And generally the seniors are the ones that rebel. There's a little bit of malicious obedience, so to speak, there. Maybe detached at times, and that hasn't been the case at all. This group of seniors now is rallying, and they're leading, and I'm grateful for that. I know the coaches are because it's fun to watch and it's fun to be a part of. So we're excited, and I'm excited to be out there Saturday. And all due respect to everybody in the room, I'm tired of all this. I just want to go coach. I want to go coach for a little bit and have a little fun.
The sense we've gotten now from the guys is that in the little bits that you see over here and there, you want them to forget about the past and look ahead. How do you sort of have them balance that, though? Because looking back, especially in football, film, that sort of thing, it's how do you get better? How do you balance looking into 2011 without harping on 10?
It's a great point and a great question, and I agree with you. I don't think you can just leave it completely behind, but what you try to do is almost detach the personalities that were involved with last year's team and really talk about what transpired in terms of execution. Penalties, we've talked about it before in here, turnovers. The more we keep digging as a staff, the more in terms of NCAA stats, ACC stats, competition, rankings, all those things, the more we learn about the nuts and bolts of that team last year, and we have to do that. It's kind of a guiltless autopsy, if you will. We have to find out, without placing blame, where the issues are. And I think our coaches have done a good job of not placing the blame on any entity from the past. And I think that's important for the student athletes that we do that we have class and we just say, okay, this is where we were a year ago and this is what we have to concentrate on and fix.
Can you address on your opinion on assessing the quarterback situation and your plan for choosing a starter?
My plan for choosing a starter is that they're going to choose the starter. That's the plan. All 3 of them are going to rotate and get ample number of reps with the ones, and I'm just going to let it evolve here. There's going to be plenty of reps to go around. Field space won't be an issue here, so we'll get them all out there throwing, and we got a good group of receivers and tight ends and running backs to throw to. Got some depth there. We got a couple injuries at wideout, but other than that, we have some depth. So they'll all get really quality reps with good quality players, and many of those players are experienced. So there won't be any excuses. It's going to be about performance and execution. Yeah, I don't have a timetable, to be honest with you. If one of them is just blowing them away in the spring and he looks like our guy, looks like our leader, and then we'll do that. If not, we'll let it play itself out in the first 14, 18 practices in the summer.
You talked about what you like about the offensive line, for example. What, in some of the other areas, what would you really like to see happen, say, the first week or 2 in the spring, say, at linebacker or, say, what would you really make you pop up there?
Well, one of the things is that there have been a lot of individuals that have popped up already just in the last 3 weeks. kids that have really made great progress. So we're looking for that same progress not only out of them but from others at those positions. And certainly I'm looking at the talent at corner and the guys that we have. We have talent. I'm just looking for some guys to separate from the pack and declare themselves as starters. Same thing at linebacker. A little bit more depth issue there than because we have some returning starters, but a little bit more depth issue there. So those are the things that I'm looking for early in the spring. I'm looking to see who's going to pop once we put the pads on and step up.
How can you talk about cornerback and who you have there? You know, who's competing for those spots there?
At corner?
Yeah.
At corner right now, we have JoJo Nicholas at corner, Finney's at corner, McGee, Chambers. We're going to have all this released by tomorrow, right, Chris? We'll have all this released tomorrow. Hate to just run through it because I'm going to miss somebody. But we have a good group of guys that we're working at corner right now. And it's going to be important we just keep working guys through there to find the right combination. And maybe we'll try some of the safeties at corner or vice versa. But between corner and safety, we want to find the right combination and see which guys are best suited for what we want to do.
JoJo Nichols has always played safety here. He's now at a
He's at corner right now.
Why did you decide on that move, Al? What did you see?
Well, he's bright. He can learn it. He was one of our best competitors in the off season. And again, if you said, okay, who are your best four, JoJo would be in your best four right now. And again, we'll see how things evolve here. But Ray's been hampered a little bit with an injury, and hopefully he'll be back soon. But we want to just see. We'll put the best four out there and see where it goes from there. And then, but for us, it's always going to be about getting the best guys on the field. So we don't want to stack one position. And it looked like there was a little bit more depth at safety, or a little bit more, some more veterans at safety. And so from that standpoint, we'll try them out there. We can always move them back.
Are there any guys coming back from surgery or injury that are going to be cautious with, maybe not practicing all?
Yeah. Again, I don't want to go through that. Our final evaluation is going to be with Kevin tomorrow, our trainer, and really just have an idea where everybody stands, who's going to be limited participation, who's going to be able to come back at some point during the spring. We have a couple of guys slated to come back after spring ball, and then we'll have some guys that are out. So I don't want to be premature. They didn't meet with the doctor till late last night, 6 or 7 o'clock, so we're going to get a full report tomorrow.
Was it kind of an awkward time for you right now when the man who hired you is going to another school?
Awkward time. To be honest with you, we're so engaged in our student athletes and so excited about spring that it's really not something that's taking a lot of our time right now, to be quite honest. So, as I said on a couple occasions this week, I know Kirby personally, and I'm happy for him. He made a decision for what was best for he and his family, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be the head coach at the University of Miami. And this place is bigger than all of us, so we're going to keep moving forward. And Tony Hernandez is the interim AD, incredibly talented person, has done an unbelievable job internally here. There's not a lot of things that we need to fix internally, and so he's a hurricane, and he'll give us the marching orders now, and so we're excited for him and excited about his opportunity.
What other position changes have been made?
One other position, well, Corey White has been moved. Again, some of these were made so long ago that I don't even know if we're familiar with them or not, but A.J. Highsmith is obviously back at defensive back. He'll be playing safety. He might play some corner too, but he's at safety. I don't know if there's any others. We're not as much fullback oriented, so some of those guys, Calhoun and Higgins and them are either playing tight end or running back, and we'll use them in different situations depending on what personnel grouping's out there. So, but I don't think, Chris, do you know if there's anything else? I don't think there's anything else.
Tyrone Cornelius.
Tyrone Cornelius is playing safety. Thank you. But I think that's it for now. What we didn't want to do is move. We wanted to get the guys on the field. We didn't want to just judge based on the off-season program. So we're going to get the guys on the field. And again, I always tell the coaches our job is to get the best 22 on the field, and we got to make sure we do that here.
Al, you had the Temple Way, obviously, is what you call it. I'm assuming the Temple Way has now been renamed the Miami Way.
Yeah.
Did you need to inundate them in complete immersion with that, or do you have to sort of ease this team into that? Can you hit them with a bunch of new processes, philosophies, and all that at once, or is it somewhat of a process?
It's a process. We've hit them with a bunch, and again, if your seniors and your leaders aren't buying in, it's going to be a long process. It's going to be an uphill battle, and that has not been the case. And I'll tell you, that's what I had all the seniors in here the other day, and that's the thing that I'm so excited about. They have come to work. There's guys that are really stepping up and leading. They've been just very diligent, and they're preparing. And I think that's, somebody asked me what the difference is, from here to the other transitions that I've been a part of, and I think that's the single greatest element right now. We've got to keep that going. It's the seniors. The buy-in from the seniors has been awesome.
Coach, how much of this spring practice is going to be different than maybe what an Al Golden spring practice would be, because this is the first time that you've had a chance to be hands-on with them out in the field?
Again, great question. I think the first 5 practices will be a lot slower than I'm accustomed to, or that we would normally want. I think it's going to be a lot more teaching. There'll be periods where we're going to go now, and we're going to be up-tempo in certain periods, but we're going to slow it down for a little bit and go a little bit longer than we would normally want to go, the first 3 to 5 practices. So we've alerted the kids to that, and then we just said, hey, because we're doing that, we're going to tell you when it's time to go and when it's time to listen and be in a teach period. So we're going to clearly demark that for the guys so they understand.
And with playbooks on both sides of the football, do you start big and pare it down, or do you start small and then add to it?
We're starting big. I think what we want to do is give it to them, and then and again, this is the way we planned it, is to have 3 practices before spring break. Give them those 9 days for it to soak in a little bit. Try to give them their first 5 or 6 installations before spring break. Let it soak in, come back, pick it up again, and then obviously towards the end we'll scrimmage 3 times in the last 3 weeks. So 2.5 weeks. So that's the plan. We're gonna give it to them, and but still not at the cost of being good at something. At the end of the day, we want to be good at something on all 3 phases. Yeah, on offense, Whipple and Ja'Cory jump out right off the bat on offense. Chase Ford, the last couple of weeks in the off-season program, has just taken off, done a great job. And I think Blake Ailes has been a big factor with that in terms of his work ethic and his approach. And he's been a great addition for us. I think LaRon Bird has done a nice job, really kind of getting out there and communicating and being a leader. So I'm happy about what he's doing on defense. Buck has done a great job. Buchanan's done a great job. Spence has done a great job. It's been a really good JoJo. It's been a really good group, to be honest with you. And Wally's really Ojomo's doing a great job. So. And again, when you answer questions like this quickly, you leave some guys out. But as an entity, they are committed to getting this right, and it's been fun to be around.
How so little experience at middle linebacker? Certainly guys that have played that position. Did you think at all about moving Strong over to the inside?
We didn't. Again, we're going to start the best 3 and play the best 6. And sometimes you only play the best 5. It depends on. If somebody can learn 2 positions. So, but for starters, we want to make sure we give Futch a good run. He plays with energy. He's strong. He gives us a physical presence there. He's animated. And I really like Kelvin Kane. I think Kelvin Kane has matured probably. He and Payne and Chantrell and some of those other freshmen have matured really well here. over the last 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm excited about Kelvin at inside there, and Jimmy Gaines has done a great job, and some of those other guys. So we're gonna let them fight it out, and again, we're gonna find out who the best three are. I'm not afraid to change the depth. That's the one thing. You guys, don't really know me too well yet, but I'm not afraid to change the depth to find the right combination, and the guys know it's going to be based on merit and how you practice every day.
Along those lines, you've moved a couple guys from other positions to tight end. So obviously you want more numbers there. Just talk about that position.
Yeah, I think the tight end position is going to be critical for us. Wanted a little bit more of a physical presence with Corey White, and now Blake and Chase are in the 260s. Corey's in the mid 270s, so we've gotten more physical there. We've gotten bigger there. Now we have Clive and Calhoun and Walford and a couple others that can give us a little bit more fluidness, a little bit more pass receiving, motion guy. We can deploy them because they're really as fast as they are. Those guys, many of them can play in a couple different spots. So. That's going to give us an opportunity to be a little bit more flexible there. And it's going to be important that we have a physical presence at that spot. And, a lot of unbalance last year and a lot of using Chantrell over there and those types of things, unbalanced line and those things. We prefer not to do that. There's always a place for it, but we would prefer not to do it. So we'd rather just be more physical at tight end.
You didn't mention Asante Cleveland. Just an oversight. Is he going to participate in spring practice?
He is not. He is not. I thought I mentioned Asante, but if I didn't, I apologize. But he is not. And again, if they're not going to participate because of an injury for the whole spring, we will release that tomorrow, Chris, if that's all right with you. Because generally, guys, again, I don't really discuss injuries very much. I think injuries lead to excuses, so I really don't discuss it very much.
We've got a blank slate almost like this with every job, in theory, up for grabs. How does that